Navigation markers. In this lesson, we will learn how to apply for navigation using the second technique. The second technique is the markers. And we can test the marker technique in this file. When we click one of the buttons that are used to navigate the presentation, when clicking the first button, it will go to a specific screen in the presentation that displays the content for this title. And the same can happen when we click any other button. It's going to the specific screen of that title. Another thing we can notice when we look here in the timeline. Look at the playhead. When we click button number 7, it's going to the screen and jumping in the timeline to go to that screen. The technique that is used to create this navigation is the markers. The markers you can find here in the channels, effect channels. It is this part. And what you can actually find here are the markers. To learn about markers and how to use it, how to add it, how to edit, and how to rename, how to control the markers, we will remove the current markers. As you see, I can remove a marker by dragging down. Before adding markers to this file, we want to know first how to prepare our sprites in the timeline. Here is the score, as you know. And this part is the channels part where we can locate sprites of our movie. Let's look here in the channels part. When we scroll down, you can see our screens located in the score part. Let's see, this is the first one. We can find the screens located in the score, as we see here. Here is the screen number 1, and this is the sprite of that screen. This sprite's name is text 1, and this is title 1. When I click text 1, you can find it selected. It is the text content itself, and the second one for the title. So these two sprites in the two frames representing the first screen. And when we go with the timeline, we can find the second one. Also, it's text and title, and so screen 3, 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3. And here is screen number 4, also text and title. Screen number 5, number 6, and so. And now we are going to activate ourselves the markers, so as to learn how to add markers and how to activate them for navigation. As I said, we can add markers in this part of effects channels. Simple click in this part will add a marker. The marker's name is highlighted as the default new marker. We can write down marker's name that is recommended to be short enough. So T1 for title 1 or text 1, S1 for screen 1, or like these names are okay to name markers. So the first marker is T1 for title number 1 or text number 1. And we can go through the timeline to the specific frame that should display screen number 2. The last time we clicked here to add a marker. Now we can learn another way to create markers or to insert markers without clicking here. It's to go to the specific frame and use insert marker. And we can name this as T2. Screen number 3, insert marker T3. And as you know in the presentation, the title number 3 branches to different 3 screens. So I can name the first screen 3-1. The second screen is this one. It can be T-2. And the third one, marker T-3. And this is for screen number 4. Insert marker T4. That also consists of one screen, and this is for number 5. Insert marker T5, and this is number 6, T6. Number 7 consists of 3 different screens. Insert marker T7-1, the next screen, T7-2, the third screen, T7-3. And now we have the whole markers that we can use to activate navigation through the buttons. But before applying the navigation, we want to learn some techniques or basics when we work with markers. For example, how to rename a marker or how to add a comment for a marker. How to go between markers in the score. In this part, we can use the buttons next marker or previous to go between different markers through the timeline. And from this menu, markers menu, we can find all the markers where we can directly choose a marker to go to. Or we can display all the markers in the control window where we can rename a marker. For example, this is marker T1. We can change to screen 1. The name is now changed. Return back to the first name T1. In this window also we can add for comments. The comments are important for markers, so as you can recognize what is the marker for. As an example, we want to write down the T1, it's the screen of about portfolio. Also, you can write this in Arabic, so as you can change the language and write in Arabic. شاشة تعريف الحقيبة. In this way, you can add comments for all the screen markers. But here is an important note that you can add 4 comments only when you click the cursor after the name and press Ctrl plus Enter, so as you can come to the next line to add the comment. The markers window you can open from this menu. Also, you can call from the window panel markers, or you can use a shortcut Ctrl Shift M. Let's come to the final step, that is to apply navigation with the markers. In our case, we want to activate this button, button number 7, so as to go to the marker T7-1. As we learn it, we can assign behaviors from this panel, Behaviors Inspector. And this is button number 7. Button number 7 has the different events. The enter event on mouse enter, and on mouse down, on mouse up, on mouse leave. To apply for the navigation, in a different meaning, to make the click go to the specific screen, this should be applied in the on mouse up event, not the mouse enter, or the mouse down, or the mouse leave. It should be applied in the mouse up event, and you can find it applied already here. To learn how to apply it, I'll remove this one. And the action simply from the actions pop-up menu is navigation, go to marker. In the go to marker menu, the specify marker window, you can choose from your previously added markers from T1 to T7. Also, you can find default choices like previous or like next, and this can be used to go to directly to the next marker or the previous marker, whatever the name is. And this can be useful, for example, when we apply markers in a photo album. Try to imagine here is an image and we have an album and next and the previous buttons. When I click the next button, it should go to the next image that is located in the next frame or in the next marker in the timeline. So you only want to apply navigation for next marker and don't care about the name. In this case, these choices will be better. And now, in the button 7 case, we want it to take us to the marker T7-1. And let's test the button. When we play the file, we can test the button. It's going to the specific screen.